Hey everyone, welcome to this crash course in the Italian wine region of Abruzzo. You're going to learn exactly what makes Abruzzo a unique wine producing region, what types of Abruzzo wines are out there, and where you should begin your journey in tasting these wines. I'm Tony Margiata. I'm a wine importer and author of this book, Hidden Gems of Italy, and my life's mission is to look for world-class artisanal wines handcrafted in small batches all throughout Italy. My family is from a small village in the Molise region of southern Italy, and I've been traveling all over Italy for the last 20 years, immersing myself in Italian food, wine, and culture. So where is Abruzzo? Well, it's sort of south, central, eastern. Its coastline touches the Adriatic Sea, which is what in part makes it unique. It's also called the greenest region in Italy. And I'm going to show you a picture in just 1 second. Look at this, the greenest region in all of Italy, Abruzzo. And the reason is because they have many nationally protected parks throughout the region. They have more nationally protected parks than any other region in all of Italy. So if you like mountain hiking, you like nature, and you like the beaches, Abruzzo pretty much has it all. As you can see, it has a beautiful coastline, but as you go inland, it's very mountainous. Here's a picture of the Apennini Mountains, a massive mountain range that if you're a mountain hiker, I suggest you check it out. Okay, now, how should you think about Abruzzese wines? Just like all the other regions, you need to know what are the native grape varietals and what are the subregions or appellations. And Abruzzo is actually a pretty easy region to get to know. Its red wine is Montepulciano. That is the main dominant red grape. You've probably heard of it, Montepulciano d'Abruzzo. It's famous throughout the world. Montepulciano is the second most cultivated grape in all of Italy after Sangiovese. It's a very important grape varietal. And then there's 3 whites from Abruzzo that are worth taking a look at, taking a taste. Trebbiano, Pecorino, and Passerino. So all of these varietals can be found in monovarietal versions, so you can taste the essence of the grape. But this is also a very commercial region, and so just about every liquor store anywhere has a Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, but it's probably mass produced, and that's certainly fine to taste those. But if you can, try to find an artisanal version of these wines, something that's produced at less than 50,000 bottles a year. Probably most of the Montepulciano d'Abruzzo wines in your local wine shops are produced in the millions. And believe me, the mass producers are not interested in authenticity and sort of expressing the uniqueness of the landscape where the wine comes from. The artisanal producer is much more interested in sort of letting what nature brings every year, and it's captured in the bottle. Okay. Important appellations to know. There's of course, Montepulciano d'Abruzzo DOC, and if you're already familiar with this wine, I encourage you to seek out artisanal versions. Then there's Trebbiano d'Abruzzo, which historically was a white wine made in bulk. It sort of built up a bad name for itself. It was always blended with some other stuff, and they made a lot of cheap table mass-produced wines throughout the years. But some of the artisanal producers are really trying to bring the name back, because what they've done is they are planting and harvesting in much lower yields, so that brings much smaller productions. And Trebbiano d'Abruzzo is actually a really nice wine for the summertime, and I'm going to recommend one in a minute. Then you have something that you don't see too often, but you can still get it pretty easily. Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, Colline Teramene. I didn't spell that correctly in here. Let me just fix that. There we go, Teramene, DOCG. That is sort of the cru of Montepulciano. Comes from a very, very small territory. I'll show you. You see where this number 1 is, this red area? That's the only place where you can make the Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, Colline Teramene, DOCG. Whereas the rest of the region, they produce Montepulciano DOC. And then this last one is really quite interesting. This is a rosé DOC, Cerasuolo d'Abruzzo. Now, Cerasuolo literally means pink in Italian, referring to the pink color of the wine. They're usually medium to full-bodied wines. They don't have sugar. It's a misnomer to think that sort of thicker, darker types of rosés have sugar in them. These wines aren't as transparent, say, as the rosés of Provence, but they're somewhere in between, and they're always dry and floral and fruity and zesty. It's, in short, Cerasuolo d'Abruzzo is one of the best rosé appellations in all of Italy, and you should definitely check it out if you can find one. I'm actually going to recommend one in a second. So here's the first white wine you should try from Abruzzo. It's a Trebbiano d'Abruzzo. I'm recommending the Rapino Trebbiano d'Abruzzo DOC. This is a very, very small producer that I found. He makes 6,000 bottles a year of Trebbiano, very low yields. It's unfiltered, absolutely mouth-watering, especially for summertime. It's like 12% alcohol, and it just pairs so easily with whatever you want to eat in the summertime. And then the first red you should try, if you haven't had Montepulciano yet, d'Abruzzo, you need to try Montepulciano d'Abruzzo. This is the one I'm recommending here, is the artisanal version. This is the Rapino family estate, 6,000 bottles aged in concrete vats for 2 years, which is a very traditional way of winemaking. And it's the reason why they do it that way is because they really want to show off the natural fruit flavors and aromas that are found in Montepulciano, which is usually covered up a lot from oak barrels. So this is a different sort of approach. Definitely worth checking out. And then here's the Cerasuolo d'Abruzzo that I was telling you about. If you don't try any other rosé in Abruzzo, try this one. It's a rosé made from the Montepulciano grape. It just sits on the skins. The juice sits on the skins for about 12 hours, just overnight, to get that beautiful transparent red color. But there's no sugar in that. It is dry. It's very floral, very aromatic. It's a super easy drinking rosé. And remember, make sure you subscribe to Gladiator Wine TV so you don't miss out on new videos about artisanal Italian wines, Italian regions, and much more. And remember, great wines are not made in great numbers.